Hey guys, welcome back. And in the past few videos, we've been talking about how to create lasting change. And some of you may have a hard time with that, and you have this belief that maybe you have to have this enormous goal in order to move yourself towards change. For those of you that are having a hard time with it, and maybe you're a little stuck, or you're in a pause, you're not sure what you could be doing, I'm going to give you an example today of what you could do, and maybe this can help you and give you some ideas. So I'm going to unpack this a little differently for you so you have some clues on maybe how this could apply to you. So there's a gentleman who used to play NFL football. His name is Eason. He played for the Houston Oilers, and he was a safety. And he played with all the greats, but in his mind, I think it's a pretty good fact that when he played against Jerry Rice, that was a big deal. Jerry Rice, by the way, has got to be the greatest football player ever to have played the sport to this day. He's got more touchdowns than the guy in second place. Just to give you an example, the guy in second place behind him is about 60 touchdowns behind him. It's going to take a long time for anyone to catch up to Jerry Rice. So he would play up against Jerry Rice, and he'd be playing football, right? And he's on the line, and things inevitably went bad for him. Bad. And anytime you play against Jerry Rice, good luck with that. So, Eason, before he retired, or before his knee injury, he actually got traded to the San Francisco 49ers where Jerry Rice played. And so, he was all excited. He thought, this is great. Now I get to be with one of the greats, the greatest player of all time. And he wanted to really figure out what Jerry Rice did when the stands were empty and the crowds weren't cheering. And what did he do in the background when no one's looking to be the person that he is when it comes to game day? So here they are, right? Spring training, first day. And one of the things that Eason talks about is he actually made a deal with himself, a little contract when he was a little kid. And he said to himself that anytime that he plays a sport, he's going to be the first one on the field and the last one off the field. And he kept that contract up for 20 years, every single year, every single time, until he got traded to the San Francisco 49ers. So here he is, he's in the locker room, and he gets suited up, and he's out there early, an hour and a half before practice starts. So he's walking out going, I got this, right? He gets out there. Who do you think he sees? Jerry Rice, right? Jerry Rice is out there. Now, is it a coincidence that the greatest football player ever is out there on the field before anyone else? Before anyone else, he's out there on the field. So, at this point, right, they've got spring training, practice now starts. Now, spring training is not for the veterans. It's really for the rookies, right? You got 100 rookies that are trying to make the team improve themselves, and they got to work their ass off to make it happen. But you have the veterans. The veterans are not there to perform. They're there to take it easy, go through the motions, kind of have speed, and don't get hurt. Really, that's what they're doing, right? So, practice now starts, and this is warm-ups, okay? Warm-ups only. So Joe Montana's over here, and he's throwing some passes, right? Receivers are lined up over here, 16 or so receivers. Jerry Rice is one of them. So the receivers start to get lined up, right? Joe Montana gives the cue. Boom. Here he comes off the line, cuts, catches the ball, stops, walks over to Joe Montana, hands him the ball, back in line. Next player, same thing. Boom, off the line, nice and easy. Kind of this all-pro glide. You've seen that, right? Cuts, catches the ball, stops, walks over to Joe Montana, hands him the football. Now Jerry Rice gets up. Jerry Rice gets up, and now Bo is paying attention. So Jerry Rice gets up, and he goes, gets the nod, and then boom, takes off. Just takes off full speed. Boom, catches the ball. Boom. Turns upfield, and bam, he's running and running and running to the other end zone, 100 yards. Everyone's looking around going, what the hell's going on? Except for the veterans that have already been playing with him for all these years. They know what his routine is, right? So he takes off to the other end of the end zone, turns around, full speed, all the way back, comes back, hands the ball to Joe Montana, back in line. Next receivers get up. Different pattern. Now, receiver goes, gets the cue, boom, nice and easy, half speed, all Proglide, cuts, catches the ball, stops, walks back over to Joe Montana, hands him the football. Jerry Rice is up again. What's he do? He gets the nod, and boom, he takes off full speed again. Bam, catches the ball, boom, boom, 100 yards, bam, bam, every single time for 3 hours. For 3 hours. This guy must have ran 10 miles in sprints during practice. Crazy. So now Eason is thinking, I need to go talk to this guy. So he goes over, he's all, hey, Jerry, man. Dude, what's the deal, man? I mean, why are you like, what's up with all that running, man? Why do you do that? And Jerry Rice says to him, well, that's simple, Bo. These hands, anytime they touch a football, this body ends up in an end zone. Boom. Is it any secret or a coincidence that the star player, the best player, greatest player ever to play football with the most touchdowns has that kind of a contract with himself? This guy is about discipline. He's committed to his own story. He's made an agreement, a contract with himself that when the ball touches his hands, that his body ends up in an end zone. And he does that during practice. What are we doing during practice? Right? We want to achieve this big, huge goal. We want to get there. But what are we doing in our daily lives? I don't care what it is, whether it's sales or whether you're in school or whether you're learning or whether you are in production, doesn't matter. There are examples all around you, I believe, if you just look, of people that have made these small contracts with themselves as to this is how things are going to go for them. And this is how they're going to get there. This is how they're going to accomplish it. So I would say to you, you don't have to have this huge, audacious goal. That's great to have. But if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, start in your own life right now with what it is that you're doing, with whatever it is that you're doing, and begin the process of creating a contract for yourself. What does that look like? Think about what that would look like. Any agreement that you make for yourself. And think about this. When you make these contracts with yourself, or just one contract with yourself, on what you're going to do to improve or how you believe you're going to get better, think about this. What's going to happen is you're going to have life still happen. It's going to be ongoing, and things are going to want to get your attention to take you away from this agreement that you just made with yourself. Jerry Rice did not have to show up 2 hours before practice. He could have been doing whatever, anything else. He could have been playing with his kids. He could have been swimming. He could have been exercising. He could have been warming up in the jacuzzi. Who knows? I mean, anything, a number of things, but he's committed. This was his agreement. And his agreement was every time that he touches the ball, in practice or not, he's running. He's going to the end zone. And what happens is now this creates muscle memory. So whatever you do in practice, whether it's a sales call, right? Anything, whatever it is, you practice this enough times, your body begins to react. It knows what to do. So be mindful of the things that are going to be coming your way. And it's up to you, and it's up to me, it's up to us to decide that some of these things are not going to get my attention anymore because I'm committed to this contract, to this agreement. Try it for one day. Try it for a week. And begin to grow that muscle. And you'll see that you're going to have a much better outcome in your small steps that you take towards the larger goal. Hope you enjoyed that, my friends. That's what I got. Talk to you next time.